You're listening to Last Word Radio, where you get the last word.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Running Wild Podcast. I'm your co-host, Rich. Alongside me, as always, my co-host, Runz.
Cheer.
I was waiting for like a.
I couldn't. I was thinking about this morning. I was thinking about like, all right, what other luchador like who has a chant? And then I was like, oh, I'll get the oh Chavo.
Yeah.
I'll get that. And then I was like, I forgot about it. Oh well. So I just went back to Old Faithful.
All right. Before we get started, just a reminder out there: we are. You guys can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Stitcher as well. Under Running Wild Podcast. You can also find us under the Last Word on Sports channel on the iTunes, as well as the Wrestling to the Max. You can visit Wrestling to the Max Network for all their other wrestling podcasts as well. You can visit their page on Facebook and take a look at some of the cool things they have going on. They even do retro pay-per-view analysis, which is as long as a pay-per-view, so I think that's really impressive. And if you want to contact us, you want to send us an email at runningwildpodcast@gmail.com. Also, you can reach us on Twitter at runningwildlwos. And I think that's about it. Have you got Peach yet? I don't know. Do we want to set up a Peach account?
I don't know what that is.
It's some sort of ridiculous new messaging app that's out there.
Oh, okay. No,
kind of weird.
I'm good.
All right. So yeah. How about are we still on Tout? You guys can find us on Tout.
Never was.
I had Tout because I wanted to watch random backstage videos for 15 seconds.
Yeah. I had that other thing, Periscope or whatever.
I have that. Yeah. It's creepy.
Man. I used it for like 2 days when I was stuck at your house and might as well have been in Antarctica. I had to find some way to just watch people do random things and entertain myself.
All right. So we have a lot to discuss this week. Obviously, there was the major news coming out of this week was the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, what a kickoff to 2002.
For a second, I was like, hold on. I'm not sure if you know this, but it's actually 2000.
I'm not sure if WWE knows this. Nah, but in all seriousness, I don't mind Triple H being the champion right now because, one, because of injuries, but two, because this is like a logical storyline point. Like they've been torturing this guy forever. They don't have anyone representing them because, everyone is hurt or just turned on them, whatever the case. But who else would it be?
I mean, Sheamus I'm not sure if he was hurt at the Rumble, but I don't know if you saw there was like a tweet today.
I think they try. Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
He has a cast on his arm.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, apparently, well, it's like his birthday, first of all. Can you guess how old Sheamus is?
34?
He's 38.
Oh, okay. Wrestlers are old.
He posted something like, perhaps I celebrated so much that I woke up with this, and it's a picture of him with the cast on his. Let me see. I think I'm trying to turn myself. I think it was his left hand. So
right, either way,
that
would be bad if he can't do anything, but they could always work that in. He could probably wrestle if it's not so bad.
I mean, Bob Orton had a cast on his arm for like 12 years, so.
Exactly. So it's perfect that he's in the stable, but, it would be bad if Barrett and Sheamus are out, like at WrestleMania. Like Sheamus has earned some type of spot there,
I mean, I was happy with Triple H winning. I don't know. I started to, and I've been watching some of the old Royal Rumbles, and aside from Flair winning in '92, I don't know if there are a lot of surprises. Like, it's like, if you really think
No.
about who the big guys are, there's a limited pool of who's actually going to win.
And like, that's 100% accurate. Even in the Attitude Era, when there were 10 main event Hall of Famers, like you knew it was coming down to one of 3 of them, you know. And then even then, it wasn't always all 3 of them in the finals. So you would be able to figure out, oh, Stone Cold's going to win this, oh, HBK or Triple H, Lesnar, whatever, you know. And it's the same thing. Watching all those old Rumbles is like sort of depressing, because it's like, oh, well, I know who wins this, and the entire like excitement of the Rumble is kind of seeing who's there at the end, who wins it. But it's always who you think is going to win. You know, like there's a couple times when, like with Jericho, when he came back and everyone thought he was going to win, and Sheamus ended up winning. Yeah, so okay. But for the most part, you know, we knew Triple H was going to win. But I don't know, like it was cool. But that's the thing. I wasn't like, oh my God, Triple H just won. Like, I thought how they ended it was really bad. Like, I hated that he just got on the apron and ducked and flipped Ambrose over. Like, come on. There was no struggle. Like, I know Ambrose was beaten down, but they didn't really fight. You know, it was kind of too easy.
I guess the way to put it is, if I was wrestling you in WWE 2K16 and that's how you eliminated me at the end, I'd be very angry at you.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, that's a cheap win. That's a cheap win. You should have at least hit me with your finisher.
Like, dude, give me the running knee and then a clothesline. Like, give me some physicality to get me out, instead of just I'm supposed to believe that Triple H was quick as a cat and flipped him out before he realized what was going on. No, because Triple H moved like a snail.
How did you feel? I mean, I actually thought a couple times that when it was down to him and Ambrose, I was like, oh,
it's like, is Triple H going to jump out of the ring? Are they going to shake hands?
Yeah, I was really. I mean, we were live texting, because maybe we should start to live tweet during a pay-per-view, because, you know, all our followers want to listen to us, but not really. We were like live text, and there were a couple times where I was like, oh man, like, what if something different happens? I was really disappointed though with freaking Roman Reigns leaving the ring.
I mean, okay, so firstly, like, I agree with what you said. You know, like, I liked what they did. I thought it was very smart, eliminating Reigns and leaving your actual top babyface in there with the guy that you want people to boo. Because if it was Reigns, people would have just went crazy, even though they kind of still did, but they would have went even crazier for Triple H. So I thought that was a very smart move. But if they are not doing this stuff intentionally, or, like, you know, if they're not planting these seeds, then they're just stumbling into something that whenever it does happen, you're going to be able to have whoever, like, or Ambrose just himself, say, like, well, look, Reigns, you cost me, you know, you beat me at Survivor Series. I lost the title. Well, you know, whatever. The Rumble happened. I didn't win there. Then I had to face you at Fastlane, and you beat me again. And, you know, there's 3 or 4 instances where Reigns has gotten the better end of an angle that Ambrose was involved in. So, you know, those are just building blocks to the future that can be placed if they need them.
It has. So when you said that this would be like, this is almost accidental that they're building this story between them, it makes me think like that. And this, I don't know why this is the first thing I thought of, but when Earl Hebner was like bound and gagged backstage, and the $1 Million Man had ended up paying off Dave Hebner to do a quick count on Hogan when Andre was facing him Saturday Night's Main Event to win the title, and then hand it over to him. Like, it made me think, like, what if Earl Hebner was just sick, and they're like, he's like, I can't go out there, and then they're like, all right, Dave, you go out, and then like,
hey, you know what? I have a twin brother.
Wait a minute. We sent a twin out. We can do something with this, like that. All right, way to go over the heads of most of the people listening to the podcast. referencing a random Saturday Night's main event from like what 1980. 88, late 87, 87, 88, because the tournament was in 88.
That
so
was, yeah.
Had to be like right around there, ready to be relevant, Rich. Yeah, no, I hope
so what
they
was
should
it?
be planting the seeds. They have to be planting the seeds, and then
But,
there's
like-
always a threat that Rollins comes back. And
But you see, it has to be accidental because like every position is almost like because they had no other choice. You know, like right now everyone is hurt. So who else was going to be in that spot and the Rumble? There's nobody else that would have got that kind of babyface pop unless it was like AJ Styles or something. But they're not going to do that.
it's too early.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But the crowd that would have been the only other person that the crowd would have been going crazy for. So I don't know. You know, either way, it should work out in their benefit. And I think they mentioned this on Cheap Heat that somebody said that all they had to do was like make one little tweak and like just say Vince McMahon loves Roman Reigns, right? Which real life, 100% true.
Well, yeah.
And have Triple H and Stephanie be like the jealous son-in-law, you know, and like, oh, Roman Reigns could be better than me in the future, so that's why I have to stop him. Then you have a reason for all of this instead of just, you know, kind of, I don't like this guy. At least there would be some feeling and reason for, and there would be even bigger heels, you know?
I mean, I think the reason that they're, I don't know. I mean, I know I've been trying to be supportive of Roman, but I mean, like the most appealing he's been is when he just shuts his mouth and he's violent, and just that hasn't. He's, you know, he just seems, even in the build up to the Rumble, he just seemed like, okay, I got this, you know, and I don't know. I mean, maybe that's them trying to make him this face that's not scared to back down from anyone, but not winning. See, now that makes all those weeks, I feel, of him coming out and like being like kind of okay with it and not being more frustrated.
And that's the next part of this, is that he has the John Cena reaction of just like, which, I mean, I don't know. Like, I understand the, you know, 100% you should be super angry that you just lost this. But as that super cocky good guy, like, you're always going to be like, all right, you got me, but I'm going to get you. You know what I mean? Like, you're always going to have that, like, play it cool attitude. You're not going to let the evil get to you. And then when you do, it's a huge deal. Like a Superman, or, you know, that kind of stuff. So I understand. It does frustrate me sometimes because I hate that you're super happy. Like, I yell at my kids when we lose a basketball game and they're joking after. Like, yo, for real?
Yeah.
We just got, you know, we just lost and you're having fun with it. Like, what do you want me to do? So I understand it. But at the same time, I get where everyone's coming from.
I mean, is there, do they, all right. So now, I guess, do you want to finish discussing Rumble before we get to Raw? Because I feel like
all right. So, yeah, the other, good things about the Rumble were, okay, first we'll just get this out of the way. R-Truth with the Money in the Bank, it was, just pure gold. I don't care if it was stupid. I don't care. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I haven't stopped praising R-Truth. I mean, I've been rooting for R-Truth since before he started being kind of funny this way, just because I think he's, you know, one of the youngest brothers to step foot in this game.
You started liking him with The Miz, and then Little Jimmy is where. So it's not like you've been an R-Truth fan since K-Quick.
Well, no, I did like.
I mean, yes, but not this way.
Okay, all right, yeah. I mean, I definitely lost some respect for him.
we both enjoyed the Road Dogg and K-Quick music. You know, we both enjoyed that, but
Get
not
rowdy.
on this. Yes, he's always been a ridiculous individual, but. You know, first black NWA heavyweight champion, by the way, which is wow.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, just It's crazy. It's crazy. Absolutely bananas that is your first guy.
Like when
Like
you
that
think
it took you that long is really bad. But secondly, like
especially when Ron
that
Simmons,
he is the first guy. Wow.
like Ron Simmons is still holds up. Like even though he became part of a tag team and he was crazy, like Farouk in that weird costume. Like I still think that when you say Ron Simmons was the first WCW, the first African American WCW heavyweight champion, you're like, okay, yeah, Ron Simmons. He was a big deal. Like what?
No. Ron Killings, the rapping guy. Yeah.
Oh, I just realized oh man, look at that. Ron Simmons and Ron Killing. I wonder. It's like a little connection there.
What do you? I think
Ron
you might
Simmons,
have just gotten confused.
no, Ron Killings and Ron Simmons, right?
Who was the first black champion?
Ron Simmons.
No,
Farouk.
R-Truth was the first NWA.
NWA, but the first
Yes.
WCW black champion was.
Okay. I was talking about
was
NWA.
No, I know, but I was making the comparison that like Ron Simmons is like when you look back at him being the first black champion in WCW's history, and it was a much it was a lot longer ago. Like, sorry, I can't speak this week.
Okay, I didn't know.
He went back in the early '90s, like 1993 or something like that.
See, I didn't know that was the case, so that's where
okay.
I was confused because you didn't say that. You just started talking. So,
I'm comparing the two of them, saying that if you look back at it, he has more.
It's a little racist. No, I'm just kidding.
And then the fact that they both have the name Ron is like, whoa, that's kind of
Simmons Killings. Okay, anyway, now back to current day stuff. So then, obviously, the debut of AJ Styles, and man, I was so bummed that his Titantron said, "I am phenomenal." Like, wow, we should have guessed it.
Why did
too obvious?
Yeah, I still think
it crossed my mind, but I was like, nah, you can't do that.
I really
still the phenomenal one, like
I wish his song was still AJ.
Just for the first time ever in a Royal Rumble, the announcer introduces someone. Coming to the ring from Savannah, Georgia, AJ Styles. Wait, what?
No, but I was really excited about it. I mean, I thought he had a really good showing in the match. I was excited to see Owens throw him out. Plant the seeds for down the road at some point for those two to square off. I mean, you can have a very indie WrestleMania
if you so choose. Yes,
if you wanted to.
We'll get to that in a second. But I love the debut. I loved how it kept coming back to him and Reigns, for a little while. And it would have been cool if that could have happened towards the end. But obviously, I'm not upset by it because he had a great showing. Obviously, the interaction with Owens. So now that can lead you into what you're going to say. But if we have like Balor and Styles and then Zayn and Owens and oh my God, if only you had Rollins, Cesaro, it'd just be ROH,
I can't wait. First of all, seeing Kevin Owens eliminated by my boy was very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of a man, comes in the match and attacks a guy who's been in there for 15 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever it's been. He just had a last man standing match tonight, 2 hours before. Well, all right, big deal.
No.
Great job. Touche. Yeah. Congratulations. You eliminated a beaten man. Good.
The rules are clear. The rules have clearly stated that it's every man for himself at any time. Kevin
correct.
Owens wasn't prepared enough.
Well, you might as well have eliminated Santino. It's Kevin Owens was hurt. He's banged up, man. He was a beaten man.
I really hope that they can
just eliminated AJ Styles. But anyway, I mean that was phenomenal. I loved it. It was great. Made perfect sense. I was super hyped to see Zayn in the Rumble because he I never thought of. I didn't really think about it. I didn't think he would be there, So that was cool.
I'm seeing the results, and I guess everything blends together so much. So I don't care. I'm just going to say it. Zayn losing, or the what's going on with Zayn and Joe going for the title. Do you think it ends up that Zayn gets called back up to the main roster to feud with Owens? Because he can't attack. Like realistically, he can't just come out and like something has to. He has to come out, and then Owens does something, or they get put in a match. Like he can't come out and just attack him, right?
No, but what if Owens shows up on NXT? Maybe at the live special, which is probably before Fastlane.
They announced that Zayn will be taking on. I don't understand this. I don't like this, but he's going to be taking on Nakamura at Dallas.
What?
Sami Zayn.
Who announced that?
WWE.
Did they really?
I'm not. It's from the tapings. The tapings were just yesterday. I think they taped a bunch, and Nakamura. It says. Hold on, let me click on it. What's it called? I think William Regal made the announcement that Sami Zayn is gonna all right. So just spoilers. All right, spoiler alert. Whatever. I don't know if you guys saw the NXT this week. Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe were facing off against Corbin in a triple threat match for the number one contender. And Zayn had Corbin in a sharpshooter, and then Joe rolled in and put him in a crossface, and then Corbin taps out, and they don't know what's going on. They end up having they're going to have a best 2 out of 3 falls match to determine who's going to be the number one contender. And Joe's going to walk away the winner and leaving Sami with nothing to do. So Regal announced that Sami Zayn will be taking on Nakamura at NXT Dallas.
Wow. That is a bombshell.
And the thing is, like, Sami Zayn just came back, right? So I just don't see Nakamura can't lose his first match.
No, but who cares? Then, Sami Zayn doesn't need to win.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't need to build some momentum back up. I mean,
no, he's the ultimate underdog. A loss only makes him better. I mean, he literally doesn't matter. Like, he's more lovable. Like, all that's going to happen is they're going to have a freaking ridiculous match and just tear the house down, and no one's going to care who wins or loses. You know, like, oh shit, Nakamura debuted. Yeah, who cares? He won, and him and Zayn killed it. You know, that's what it's going to be. Do we ever talk about Bayley winning the Bayley and Sasha match? No, just talk about the Bayley and Sasha match.
Okay. All right. Okay, I can see that because
like it doesn't, and then Zayn can just move on, like, or whatever. Maybe he has a feud. He gets a win back. Maybe he turns heel. Who knows?
Puts a mask on.
I don't think that would work. I don't think he could ever get that over.
Go.
I don't think the masked luchador gimmick works.
I don't even have a comment for that. So sorry I jumped ahead to so many things. So I guess we should like kind of.
Yeah, I have no idea where.
We were at Rumble. We were at Rumble.
Yeah. So I mean, we finished the Rumble. Like Styles, Zayn, Owens. Good Rumble, solid match. It was cool. But then we'll just talk about quickly. Just go out of your way and watch Owens and Ambrose. I mean, phenomenal match.
Didn't you think that? Okay, so when they set up the tables,
yes,
I always get excited when these things happen, when they start setting it up, right? Because it's like this anticipation of, it's not going to work right away.
Yeah.
So they're building to it. Did you think that just, like, I thought he was going to do a move to push him through. Like, I thought that just.
Nah, I was fine with it because it's too dangerous to do a move. Like, he can't, like, suplex him or. Too much can go wrong, So I was fine with that, and it was great because, you forget about it once it's set up for a while. They're going through other tables and all that. And then he set the stuff up in the ring, and he climbed the ropes, and I was like, the tables. And then that was it. He pushed him through, and I was like, okay, I'm fine. Like, Ambrose didn't beat him, he just caught him.
Himself. Yeah.
He just caught him, great. Hey, touche. Great job by Ambrose, but it wasn't decisive or anything like that, He caught him off guard. He put him through the tables. Perfect. So I was completely fine with it. It wasn't like Ambrose killed him to end the match, so he couldn't come back for the Rumble. So, it was perfect. It was great. Like, he was trying to get up. He was like almost sitting up, and then that was it. Like, it was great.
And of course, the one match we're leaving out is the double crying match. I've never seen this happen before. As the consistent listeners know, my wife tends to get very emotional.
I'm sure she'll be happy about this
during certain segments. So, she hasn't been really okay. She's a huge Nikki Bella fan. Huge.
If at any point Rich just stops talking, we'll know why.
Yeah,
punched him in the face.
I'm actually trying to be a little discreet about this. I don't want her to notice. So, she's been a huge Nikki Bella fan, and the Nikki Bella surgery is obviously crushing her. The next surgery, so she's going to be out for a while, and very upset. So she's been kind of lost on who to root for. And during the match, Becky's underdog style somehow got to her because for some reason, not during the promo package, but during the match when Becky started to come back against Charlotte, she got overwhelmed. just I'm like, what's happening? And then wait, this was Monday maybe, and then Sasha comes out.
I think it was I don't know.
I remember seeing this. And then Sasha comes out, and Charlotte hits her down. And then when Sasha battled back, there were more tears. And I think Becky's and
she just hates Charlotte.
She at the end was she said she hates Charlotte, and she's like, you know what? I think Becky's my new favorite for now.
Oh,
so this should be very exciting.
Big declaration.
Very exciting.
So since you mentioned the Bellas, now I am willing to bet any amount of money that after WrestleMania, maybe a week or two, we never see Brie Bella wrestle again, ever. That's it. There is no way, no way that she deals with her husband almost getting paralyzed and still fiending to wrestle and always telling him she just wants to have kids and stop wrestling. And now her sister having neck surgery and may never wrestle. There's no way. How does she do it? There's no chance. She'll be on Total Divas. She'll be around, whatever, but there's no chance.
When they showed shots of Nikki going to the surgery, sitting with her brother and Brie, I realized for a very long time they looked very different to me. At the beginning they really looked like they were kind of interchangeable, and then it just became very different.
Yes.
But it's when you realize when Nikki's not wearing all the makeup and she's not in a ridiculous outfit, they really look alike.
Notice
you're oh wow, you guys really
you're clearly twins. Yeah.
So that was great. So I guess that's
So I don't think she has much longer, and God bless her. Good for you. Go, get out of here, do whatever you got to do. But oof, and that's tough. Hopefully everything works out for all of them, and everything's okay. But I would love to see them both back in the ring.
I just hope that Brian doesn't go to TNA or anything like that if he gets released, because wrestling.
He won't go to TNA, but ROH 100%.
I hope so, because I can't. Him going to TNA is when a player leaves the Devils and goes to the Rangers. It hurts me. It's I thought you were. I thought you knew better.
You're better than that, man. Yeah.
Exactly. Bennett going to Ring of Honor doesn't. It's okay. I get you. I get it. Or to TNA. Yeah.
That's a step up, kind of.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. As much as I want TNA to be number 2, I understand that they don't have the broadcasting power just yet. Hopefully this gets better, but comment is.
But I like the difference. I don't want it to look just like WWE or
I don't want it. I don't want it to look like WWE at all or TNA. I just want it to be on freaking TV that I can find.
Yes.
Not at 11 o'clock at night. Why can't they? Why can't they find one channel that gives them an 8 o'clock time slot? Why? One?
I don't know, man. It's wrestling. But then, since the match is starting right now on the Royal Rumble that I'm watching, Del Rio and Kalisto, we might as well just talk on for 2 seconds. Kalisto, new U.S. champ, and like I said when we found out that they took the belt off of him, I don't care. I didn't care.
I said, I actually, so when a pay-per-view is coming up, all the guys from the wrestling department at Last Word on Sports, we all give our opinions, and then you never know which one of your opinions is going to be the blurb for that match.
Yeah.
and I got every other match right.
Except for the one.
Except for that one. And it was, but still, I think what I said holds true. I said that there needs to be more of a chase now for it to mean something.
Yeah.
And they did exactly the opposite.
Yeah, they just gave it to him right away.
Like, because now who does he fight? Who does he struggle against? He's the underdog, right? He can't
I think he fights Neville on SmackDown, which, okay, cool, but...
And what?
I don't know. Like, so is it just going to be like a undercard, straight undercard title now? You know, are we back to that? Because you killed Kalisto as the champion as soon as you took the belt off of him right away, and now you kill the next person. You know, like that's the problem.
Who does he feud with?
Who knows?
Does someone just come out and bully him more? Like, I mean, is this like
I don't know. Like, does he need to be the underdog right now? Like, does he need to face the Big Show and the Great Khali and Mark Henry and Kane every single week like Rey Mysterio?
No, I don't want that.
You know, like, I'm fine with him facing Neville and Tyler Breeze. And, you know, like, Tyler Breeze can bully him or anyone can bully him because anyone is bigger than him.
Oh, maybe, like, Tyler Breeze says he's ugly because he's so ugly that he has to wear masks.
He's ugly, yeah. Or
You're
Ziggler,
such an
Jericho.
you have to wear masks.
Anyone can feud with him.
I know Rey Mysterio. You're no Rey Mysterio. I can hear something like that.
There you go. Jericho can just have the exact feud he had with Rey Mysterio in WCW and WWE, just with Kalisto. Just do it all over again.
What did he used to call Juventud? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I miss all of his random. His WCW getting people's names wrong was my favorite thing in the entire world. And where's Fandingo, by the way? Mandingo.
Who cares?
Well, he was on the stage. He was supposed to be.
Yeah, but I told you right away that he wasn't going to be in the Rumble.
Yeah. I don't even see him on main event. I don't understand. I guess he's danced his way out of the good graces. See what I did there?
Yes.
All right, so I guess that's Rumble, right? So we can just go to Raw?
Yep.
All right, so do we just start with the big announcement at the end? I don't know. So the whole night was predicated upon the fact that the Authority was going to be watching to see people's performances to see whether or not they would qualify to be considered to be number one contenders or for the number one contender match at Fastlane.
Correct.
So you figured, and it was weird. So, I mean, you end up having at the end they announced that it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar versus. I'm blanking out right now. It's triple threat versus Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Now, I just don't. I felt like they just gave Roman Reigns the match. Like, if you really hate him this much and you're trying to F him over, why is he even involved? Why didn't he have to win? Like, why didn't he get if you don't win, then you're not in? Like, why didn't something like that happen? Why didn't he get a gauntlet match next week? Or why just place him in there?
They always have the best for business, blah, blah, blah. But if you're a Triple H, like, why would you want to face any of them? Like, why would you want to face Brock? Why would you want to face Roman Reigns? You know what I mean? So, Ambrose is clearly in there just to get pinned. So that really sucks for him. You know,
Did the Wyatts attack Brock?
Sure. So let's say the Wyatts attack Brock. Like, does Reigns pin Ambrose? And then, maybe Ambrose, costs him at Mania? I don't know. Like, they have to do something, because if I just see Roman Reigns, easily win the title from Triple H at WrestleMania, it's going to be like, all right, well, that's cool. We're right back where we were 3 months ago. Now I didn't get any big payoff at WrestleMania, because they're still going to hate Roman Reigns and feud with him for the rest of our life. So, well, I don't know.
Yeah, there has to be a twist in here. It just can't be...
Somewhere, man. Something has to happen, you know? I let Ambrose says, I let Triple H throw me out of the Rumble. I don't know.
Oh.
But, so they said that they were going to watch Monday Night Raw and evaluate, right?
Yeah.
So what did Brock Lesnar do during Monday Night Raw that landed him in this match? Like, why is the Elimination Chamber too much money to put somewhere and fly and build it? Because I don't understand why we don't have Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, Chris Jericho. Who else? Who am I missing?
Sheamus, whatever.
Sheamus, there you go. Like, why don't we have 6 of those guys in an Elimination Chamber? Then at least you're putting Roman Reigns through hell instead of just a triple threat match with one of his best friends, so they can beat the crap out of Brock. And like, it's, I don't know, man.
And it just actually, so Paul Heyman didn't want Brock to be in the Rumble because he was like, he's a prize fighter.
Mm-hmm.
He's a main attraction.
Mm-hmm.
You should just put him in a number one contenders match, And that's exactly what happened.
No, we're going to put you in the Rumble first, and then we'll put you in a number one contender match. Like, and I understand he has a legitimate beef. I didn't really get eliminated. Someone who wasn't in the match threw me out, and I got jumped by 3 freaks, and blah blah blah. I get that, but now my beef with the Rumble part of Brock is that he just fucking left.
Why did he get angry?
Brock Lesnar does not just leave. Like, you could have at least had him try to do something and Paul Heyman say, like, no. There's 4 of them, Brock. Not now. We'll pick our time. Like, they just were like, oh, okay, we're out. Bye. Never has that happened in the history of Everdom.
And then he doesn't come out on Raw for anything.
Yeah, so like,
and then he just gets given the match, and then so like, I mean, what are the Wyatts
just have to cost him, or maybe like jump him from behind before the match. I don't know. They have to do something.
Like eliminate him from the match?
I don't know. Maybe it's one way. See, what I was thinking yesterday, and it would be cool if like WrestleMania was tomorrow and this happened, so it would be like a surprise. But like, what if when they were like, all right, no one really impressed us here tonight, so maybe we just won't have a match. And then Daniel Bryan's music hits, and it's just the ultimate payoff of, you screwed me forever. You held me out of action. You wouldn't let me come back. Now I'm finally cleared just in time to take that belt from you. And then boom, like WrestleMania. Oh, a man can dream, I guess, huh?
I'm not gonna lie. There was a part of me that, I mean, it's crazy because obviously he's not coming back. But there was a part of me that was just like, and I told you like during the event, imagine CM Punk just walked out. Like that would be.
We both said it. If CM Punk came out, like when it was number 30 coming, if we're like, oh, if CM Punk comes out, I'm calling out. That's it. Right now, I'm just, hey, tomorrow I'm not coming to work. Oh, why not? CM Punk came back. Now I would just write that. And for the reason, CM Punk.
I hurt my back cheering for CM Punk.
Yeah. Nope, just CM Punk. CM Punk came back. That would have been pure chaos. Pure chaos.
Yeah, the building would have gone. And imagine. It would have been even not better, but imagine Punk comes back and Reigns eliminates him to win the match. They would go.
No, like I don't know what amount of money or compromises or apologies, whatever has to happen. He might be one guy that I literally don't see ever coming back. But if and when there is a time that he does come back, they better, like, Punk is good about it and so is Vince, but they better not tell a soul and just have that guy show up somewhere, and my God, like, people will it might be a riot. Like, if say they do it like in Chicago or New York, like imagine they're in Chicago for whatever SummerSlam something, and he just shows up. Oh my God!
Yeah, I don't know if there could be a bigger legitimate pop than him coming back.
No, and it would be perfect because you can just like, hey Punk, sorry, blah blah blah, come back. and then he could just drive to the arena 10 minutes before he goes on. So
I feel
nobody would ever know. But
I feel like Vince
my
calls him
Lord.
CM. CM, come here. CM. What does CM stand for anyway? CM.
Oh, man. That.
Because I wonder what they do. Because I mean, Punk is like, do we just call someone a punk is weird, right? Like Punk, come here.
Yeah, but like that's his name.
Yeah, but it's just I feel like so that maybe to be more
But Vince
respectful.
probably does. Yeah, no,
CM.
You think Vince cares about being respectful?
Like, CM.
You know what I mean? Like,
all right. So what else happened on Raw? I mean, that's really the big.
I mean, like
The Rock.
You had
the Saturday Night Live sketch.
Yeah, you had good solid matches. Like every Kevin Owens got a win. AJ Styles and Jericho was kind of just surreal.
Yeah.
It was like, what? I'm watching, like, first of all, I'm watching AJ Styles on Monday Night Raw, and now I'm watching him fight Chris Jericho. Like, wow. Well, I was a little worried at first with the promo when they were like, oh, tell us who AJ Styles is, because that's terrible. Like, that kind of question is horrible. Like, I'm going to sit here and just boast. I'm this good, and I'm this, and I'm that. But thank God, Jericho just came out and, was kind of a dick to him. So great match. I'm done with Jericho, even doing this kind of stuff.
But you don't think I could see? I mean, it's too long, but I mean, I could see Jericho feuding with AJ Styles, having a WrestleMania match. No,
but like, I don't know, man. Jericho is just like I think Masked Man said it on Cheap Heat too. Like he was saying how like Jericho used to talk about, or in WCW, Jericho was a great worker, but nobody would put him over, and like everyone would just always have to get their stuff in and whatever, and nobody would make him look good. And that's kind of what he did with Styles yesterday on Raw was, get all his offense in and kind of like dominate the match. And then Styles was just kind of there. It wasn't the AJ Styles like highlight reel or showcase as maybe it should have been,
Okay.
So like, but just, I don't know, man. Like he hasn't done anything for me. I feel like he doesn't care. Okay, everything he's done has just been like blah. And not even just because I'm done with it, just because it's just been bad. And so that doesn't hype me up. That doesn't.
But him as a heel would be more.
But he looks horrible. He looks out of shape. He looks just like distraught, like down on his luck. Him as a heel is always better, but I don't know if it would be good enough at this point. Like, I'm just kind of done with him.
I don't know. I have such a soft place in my heart for him. It's
I didn't care about him and Styles as much as I should have.
Okay, but I mean, was there anybody that you would have?
Anyone?
Anyone else? Like
Styles and Ziggler, Styles and Neville, Styles and.
See, I think I'm over Ziggler the way you're over Jericho.
But at least I'm kind of over Ziggler too. But at least Ziggler tries. Like, you know what I mean? Like Ziggler puts people over. Ziggler sells for people. Like Neville, Jericho just was kind of a dick.
Since we're not following any sort of formal linear show type today, did you watch Ride Along?
Yes.
What'd you think?
I'm supremely upset that it's 20 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
What the hell? And you're gonna put 2 car rides on there? It's
and
10 minutes each. Get out of here.
I don't get it.
Give me 2 hours.
And going back
let me watch the entire drive.
Going back and forth makes it feel like so much like they were cutting and pasting.
They cut everything. There was nothing entertaining to me. It really wasn't like I watched New Day's Table for 3. I saw what they said they do on the road, and I got 0 of that.
No,
it wasn't like Miz and Ziggler are like. First of all, I don't really care about. I care more about their real life conversation than I would any in character conversation.
Yeah, totally.
But like Ziggler's comedy stuff and like Miz was funny, but I don't know. Like it was good, but just please give me 8 hours of it instead of 20 minutes.
Yeah, I hope it gets better. I mean, I was really looking forward. We had been talking about just
this
putting
is
a tape
terrible.
on with their
How do you
backstage or whatever.
how do you cut 4 hours of driving into 10 minutes?
Yeah, and don't announce that it's a 5-hour drive and then show us 10 minutes. Like that's. I would have watched an hour of both of them. I don't care.
I would literally have watched. I would have watched all 4 hours of New Day's drive. I would have watched every minute.
I mean, look, on Monday Night Raw, New Day, specifically Xavier Woods. I mean, if he hasn't, he's in my book, he's amazing. But during that Rock Saturday Night Live skit, I mean,
So now we can start talking about that.
So Rock calls Big E. He says that
first off, he comes out and he like tells the Miz, he's like, "Oh, you look like a flying nun," and go park my car. Then he goes to the Big Show.
I felt bad for Miz. At first, I was like, first of all, I was actually legitimately angry at WWE.
No way, you bought it.
Yo, when Miz got out, I went.
You bought it. Come on, dude.
Are you joking me? I'm like, the guy's been away for 3 weeks.
Yo, man.
And
Are you kidding me, dude?
And I like heel stuff, and I legitimately bought it. I was like, I cannot believe this.
Yeah,
and
like,
then,
okay. Like, he got out of the limo, right?
Great bought it.
He got out of the limo, and I was like, oh, that's brilliant. It's the Miz. That's okay, great. And then, like, he started talking, and he's like, oh, it's been 3 weeks. And I was like, oh, he's, like, playing, he's going to act like he's and I was like, yeah. They're not going to tweet about a superstar returning and it's you. Like, if you would have tweeted it or, like, somehow, if you could have played that off. But the fact that they tweeted, they're not going to tweet about just the Miz coming back in 3 weeks. Nice try, but you didn't catch me.
I'm going to give myself a...
Oh, man. Yeah, straight up. Womp, womp, womp.
For really not get, and then the other limo.
I don't think we can continue having the podcast. Like, I don't even think you're qualified.
I was literally relieved that I was Rock.
I didn't know who was getting out. I mean, I figured it was The Rock, but I didn't know who was getting out of that truck when it pulled up. I was like, what the hell? The Rock drives that kind of truck? Like, I was like, is it Austin? That would be kind of lame. Like.
And then his literal Saturday Night Live walkthrough backstage, where he just insults. I mean,
the Big Show stuff was priceless. The Lana stuff was great.
So Big Show's so good at crying.
Big Show is great.
So he's a face again. I don't know if you saw the SmackDown results.
Yeah. I saw
but
that.
He came out to save.
Joy, his 184th turn in the past 3 years.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, but the Rock's interaction was cool. It was good backstage.
Yeah, it was great.
I actually was like, I wanted to hate it. I wanted to be like, this is trash. And there were times where Rock came out against, with Cena, and I kind of was rolling my eyes. I'm a little.
Yes.
I am kind of done with like the llama penis was just.
I mean, it's funny because it's The Rock, but like I'm with you. Like
it's funny.
It's funny. I don't know. It's funny, but hold on. We'll get to the rest of it. But
okay.
I at first I didn't really like how he started off because he was just like, all right, yeah, here we go, yeah, boom, 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 and I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, what the hell is going on? And then like the Big Show stuff, I started cracking up, and the Lana, so some of the llama, see, now you got me saying llama. Some of the Lana stuff, and then the stuff with the crowd later on, like I was like, yo, Rock, dude, like calm down. Like some of this stuff is just like, ugh, like you didn't have to go there. You didn't have to say the DJ mustache ride, and like, come on, dude.
Yeah, that was so weird.
Like it's just a little too much. You take it a step too far.
When he said that, it made me feel like hearing my dad say that.
Yeah,
oh, Dad, don't say that.
It's weird. I don't know. It was a little creepy, but it's still hilarious because it's The Rock. But whatever. So we get through all that, and now he comes out and he's talking. He sees the 4 guys in the front row. Which, do you know, like that guy was playing up the Macho Man, like he was hyping the crowd and shit.
Yeah, I heard the cheering stuff. Yeah,
and then they escorted him out.
What?
And then they put them on the other side, so they weren't on the camera. And like they definitely brought them back and said like, "Yo, cut the shit, or we're gonna throw you out." And then right as they brought them back in, The Rock went and put them on TV and put Hulk Hogan on TV. So Vince McMahon was not happy about that. But what can you do? It's The Rock. And then he says, like, this guy's smoking weed. Like, come on, dude. Like, yo, Rock, man, stop.
Those guys, much, man. And they those guys are weak. Like they're as you get closer and you watch them, like you see their costumes, like
they were horrible.
I'm 8 years old. No, between 8 and 12, I just I would flip flop between Macho Man and Hogan as Halloween, and I have a picture where I'm a far better Macho Man at the age of 11 than this grown man is. Like, you're gonna show up, go.
Yeah, you gotta be on point.
Call your friend and borrow some volleyball medals, and do something. Just really go in and dress up. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you have no choice. But whatever. Their impressions were horrible. They weren't good. So whatever. We can move on from that. And then New Day. Like, I just kind of want to put this in perspective here for a second. This is Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, and Big E Langston interrupting the greatest superstar of all time on the microphone. My, how far we have come. Wow. Because all three of these guys were dead and buried. And now they have the chance and opportunity to go out there and freestyle with The Rock. My God. Kudos. Thank you, gentlemen, for being you and being that entertaining, because I laughed more at them than I did The Rock, 100%.
So my favorite moment. Rock looks at Big E and says, "You look like something like the Hulk had sex with Steve." Urkel. He doesn't even say Steve. He just says Urkel.
Yeah.
All right. And then immediately, Xavier Woods accidentally drops the microphone, picks it up, and almost quietly just goes, "Did I do that?" And then they just go right. Like, they ignore it. Like, it wasn't even. Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal. He just moved on.
It's like when you're playing a video game and they just have those little Easter eggs. Like
just like an ad lib.
It's just for some people that get it.
Yep.
A lot of kids.
Nobody else.
A lot of people didn't get that.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't. It was, for me, it was such a major moment. Like,
immediately I was like, "Oh, brilliant."
The only thing that would have been better if it somehow referenced Boy Meets World.
Well, whatever. But like the when he said penises, and they were like, "You can't say penises on TV. Can you say penises on TV? You can't say penises. No, you definitely can't say penises on TV." Like, New Day is just great, man. And like, I can't remember specifically what they were saying, but like when they were like, "Oh, got him, got you, Rock," like they're just phenomenal, man. Like, they're so entertaining.
Do you think they're going to do something where?
I hope not.
Rock's in the Usos corner?
I'm done with that. Like, it's over. Please stop having them fight. Like, I hope this was just like, okay, the match is over. Yeah, whatever.
He said, "I'll see you guys at Mania."
Well, everybody. He's going to be there.
Do you think it was to the universe? It wasn't to, like, New Day?
I mean, he could see New Day at WrestleMania, but I don't necessarily think he needs to be, like, in a corner against them with the Usos.
What else does he do? He's not going to be the host again. He's just in a...
Who cares? He can do anything. He can cost Triple H.
That's crazy.
Who knows? Anything can happen. But
anything else on Raw?
No, absolutely not. It was just the couple, good, solid matches, and then the main event being made.
All right.
And let me just address this first. My favorite wrestling episode of the week that I watched was surprisingly Lucha Underground.
I have not.
Okay, so you know the deal with the temple and all everything. It's presented as like a cool TV show.
Yeah.
Right. So now,
Super Spanish.
Remember the guy from TNA, like Macias or Judas Macias? Like, he was like big brolic dude. He was with James Mitchell, and like they were feuding with Abyss. I don't know, whatever. Like he
Okay.
big scary looking dude,
Okay.
and like now he's Mil Muertes, and he's the champion. So like I guess when you're the champion, you get to be like in charge.
Oh, nice.
So like he has like his woman, his assistant, whatever. Like she's like the boss and she runs stuff, whatever. So they at first they have the Money in the Bank, which is the Gift of the Gods belt, right? That I showed you yesterday, which
Yeah.
is cool.
That's really cool. It's way better than
And
briefcase.
yeah, and he lost they had a match for that, and the guy who was holding it, Phoenix, lost to King Cuerno, who is like boys with Mil Muertes. So you don't have to worry about me cashing it in, kind of thing. And then the girl, I think her name was Katrina, she made a match between Matt Cross. Remember him from Tough Enough? The M-Dog 420.
Yeah.
Right? So he's Son of Havoc, and he has like a black mask and this big beard. Angelico, this guy he's kind of on TNA and with Global Force.
Yeah. That guy I know.
Right? And then they were in like a trio. They were the trios champions previously, but they lost them with Ivelisse also from Tough Enough, the girl.
Oh.
Right? So they were the trios champions, whatever. So the woman made a match between all three of them, and the winner got a title match later on in the show. So Ivelisse wins. So like the crowd was going nuts, and then like these dudes come out and they take Havoc and Angelico to the back. So it's just freaking Mil Muertes, who's humongous, against Ivelisse. And like, she's kind of like fighting back. She like hits her finisher at one point, and like the crowd goes nuts. She like moves away from a spear, and he spears the girl, and like he ended up winning. But then like he goes to hit her with his finisher again, and Prince Puma, aka Ricochet, comes out and like saves her. And
I didn't know that. Okay, that's awesome.
And then he saves her, and then this guy Pentagon, who really looks super ill, comes out and like gets him where like he's on his stomach and like he has his arm like up in like a surfboard, and he just like arm bars it and like breaks his arm.
Nice.
So like it was really a sick episode. Like the crowd was going nuts for Ivelisse. Like you really gotta check it out. The fact that like they just have the women in there wrestling, like it's pretty cool.
I have to. I mean, the only. I'm gonna take a look at it. I actually whatever. I saw some of season 1, but just like not together. Like I just saw I think I saw a Johnny Mundo match versus Alberto Del Rio.
Yep,
I like the way they darken. I like the setup. I mean, growing up watching Spanish novellas with my grandmother, like the owner, the way like it's so very much like actual Hispanic television that it's crazy. I just wonder, and I mean, it's an interesting idea, but I just feel like we're at a point where wrestling is weekly, and it's just so weird that they're on
just
and then they go
season,
like it just doesn't. I know
that
they're going for something different, but I'm not sure if I'm completely ready. Like, so like you're getting into it. Like at the end of the season, you're gonna be like, I have to wait 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like,
but
at
at
the end
least
of season 1,
all other wrestling I can just keep watching. So whatever.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
see, like, so here was like one thing that I was like, wait, what? So they have that whole like backstage vignette, right? Which was like clearly like television studio produced, like little effects and stuff, whatever. So they have like a whole thing where the girl Katrina talks to Ivelisse and the other two and puts them in a match, right? So then they go back to Matt Striker and Vampiro, and they're like, all right, okay, Son of Havoc, here he comes. I wonder who his opponent's going to be. And then Angelico comes out, and they're like, what? Angelico, oh my God, these two are friends. Now they have to fight. So, like, clearly they didn't know, about the vignette. Like, they just taped it after, and I was like, but I just saw this. This is terrible. Like, how do you not know this? But, other than that, it was really cool. And, like, you can tell it's hitting with that like Mexican and Spanish culture, because the kid at my job, like when he talked about it to me and when I talked about it to him today, like he doesn't get that hype talking about WWE. Like, he was like, yes, Lucha Underground's back. Yeah, I'm so hyped. And then, like, today when I was telling him, he was like, oh, what happened? Oh, yeah? Oh, so this shit? And, like, so he knew, like, he loves it. So, like, it was cool to see, like, you know, how much he's into that.
Do they have, like, so they don't have, like, pay-per-views, right? They just have, like, do they have, like,
I don't know, because I think they might just have, like, a big blow-off show, like, at the end. Because they had, like, they talked about,
like a season finale.
Yeah, like they said, the Ultimate Lucha, and you know that's where Mil Muertes won the title, and that's where this guy won the Gift of the Gods. So I guess, you know, you have that. And like at the beginning, they had like Vampiro was like in a psych ward.
I can't.
So like I guess like he snapped last season or something. So like he was in a psych ward, and they were evaluating him, and it was like 6 months later, and it was really weird.
I can't with him. All right. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, really, really good, and I recommend it. You know, if you're a fan of wrestling and you like luchadors and that kind of stuff, then you know, check it out. Really, really good product.
Did you watch Ring of Honor this week?
No.
Okay.
I did watch TNA and NXT though.
I will say that one of the things that makes this difficult, well, whatever, I'm crazy, is that we've been taping on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Even though you guys are listening to us on Saturdays, so ROH does not allow me to watch their new episode until 10 a.m. on Thursday. Yeah. So I squeeze it in during my lunch break. Like I'm watching like little bits and pieces whenever I get a chance.
We might have to push back the Thursday anyway with school and watching all this stuff. So we'll see how it works out. It might work out better to do it Friday afternoon or something.
Friday night?
Anyway,
podcast night.
Either way, you know, it's still going to be released on Saturday. So you guys won't have to worry about that. We'll figure that out on our own.
So, let's see, Ring of Honor this week. I mean, the big story really is just the official announcement of the triple threat match for the 14th anniversary show over in Vegas, and it's going to be between Kyle O'Reilly, Jay Lethal will be defending also against Adam Cole.
Oh, shocker.
I know we said that a couple weeks ago. The one thing that was new out of the show. Well, so I'll touch on that right after. Was at the end, Elgin had faced Jay Briscoe, and basically he kind of whined at the end. He's like, "Well, you know, you always have someone watching your back," even though Mark did nothing. Like Mark didn't get involved. It ended up being a triple threat match with Moose.
It's just what a heel does.
But see, I don't get. See that again, and that's what confuses me. Maybe it's just because I don't like him anyway, so I assumed he was a face. And he's like, well, you know.
Well, he was until like the Jay Lethal stuff, or like he started contending for the titles. Then he became a heel again, or like after he lost or whatever.
So he basically says that at the 14th anniversary show, he's going to have a partner watching his back, and it's going to be Tanahashi. So it's going to be them versus the Briscoes, which I'm like, I hope the Briscoes just demolish them. I was hoping that the Briscoes maybe at some point would be defending the 6-man title they won. What is it called? The
Never or Open Never or something. Yeah.
I did like. I'm just a little confused about what's going on with.
Hold on a second. If New Japan guys are coming over for shows, and whoever the guy is who holds those titles with the Briscoes doesn't come over and they don't defend them, that makes zero sense to me.
That's
like,
because
why do they have the titles?
Like
if they're not going to defend them in America and make people know about them.
They have no NWA. They haven't had any New Japan guys. They're just announcing that these New Japan guys will be at.
No. Well, that's what I'm saying. If they're coming over for shows, and that guy is not one of them, and they're not defending those titles, then that's really bad. If in those matches they don't work that out.
I don't understand why they're doing that at all.
Like, why would they be the champions then if they're not gonna promote them on ROH? You know, have they been coming out with those belts or anything?
Nope.
No, this is probably before they even won them.
And you know another weird thing. So while Nigel McGuinness is trying to announce who's going to face Lethal, Lethal comes out obviously, and Lethal wants to hear it in person, right? He's there with Tyler Hendricks and Truth Martini. So then basically announces that Adam Cole's the number one contender. Adam Cole comes out, and I know Kyle O'Reilly's supposed to be the face here, but it just It just seems like the crowd likes Cole.
Yeah, you and everyone else likes the other two guys better.
He's like, of course I'm the number one contender, baby. And I just love that stuff. And then Nigel's like, wait, well, you interrupted me too. And then Kyle O'Reilly comes out. And now I know that they tape, obviously, more than one show at an arena, right? But they generally go about it going like, okay, next week the big main event will be this, right? So Kyle O'Reilly's like, but I can't wait until the show. I want, to take on Cole tonight, right? And he goes like, right, North Carolina, right? Don't you want it to happen here? And they're like, yeah. So then McGinnis is like, yeah, okay, fine. So he's like, I got a great idea. He's like, it'll be Lethal and Cole versus O'Reilly and Fish. But next week. All right, so like obviously Kyle O'Reilly couldn't keep it straight that they have to be like, it's next week. Like he was like, I want it right here tonight in North Carolina.
We'll still be in North Carolina, yeah.
And like that's the stuff that I just feel like you have to be. I don't think NXT ever does that. Like I've never.
No.
Maybe they edited it out. I don't know, but like I don't think that mistake happens, and that bothered me because. Look, I read the results, but I'm really good at forgetting what happens. So, like, I can actually get into the match and just forget that I've read the results and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
When you do that, you take me out of it, and that.
Yeah, the stupid mistakes.
And my other thing is, what is Lethal going to do other than just continue to be really good and us always win?
Well, exactly. That's kind of my problem with him, like.
A face
signing with ROH is that it's just all right. Like, what is he going to do? Is he ever going to be better than he is right now in the House of Truth and this character? Maybe, but I feel like sometimes you need to get on the bigger stage and change, and be forced to change, or you just kind of get stuck.
I just don't buy Kyle O'Reilly as a legitimate top tier face.
Nah, I mean, he's a good wrestler. So, like, that's what ROH is predicated on, but it'll be an awesome match, and maybe Cole wins by pinning O'Reilly.
I hope so.
And then Lethal doesn't lose, and maybe Lethal turns face then, and, who knows?
Yeah, I'm really excited about the way – I just hope that if Lethal just retains and then just walks away, something needs to happen. There needs to be a storyline with him.
He needs a challenger.
I mean – I don't know. I mean, you still, and of course, because of the way they cut everything out, like, you don't know what's going to happen with Dijak. I mean, he's now out of the House of Truth. He's this whole Prince Nana thing with the mysterious envelopes. They made no mention of it this week. So sometimes it just becomes a little difficult because the storyline is so spaced out from, it feels like you don't see the storyline for another 3 weeks sometimes. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I'm still really enjoying the product. I still wish Carino was back, but Mr. Wrestling number 3 is doing a stand-up job, filling in for him. And I'm really looking forward. I mean, I just feel like it's crazy that it's today is January 28th, so it's a full month away before we get to that match, and I'm excited.
That's another thing that I hate about ROH is like. I know about these main events 3 months before they happen, and then like by the time they happen, I'm like, oh, that's just happening now. I was excited for it 3 months ago, but now I'm kind of just soured on it already. Like
You have anything on TNA this week?
I mean, it was pretty good. It was all like Matt and Jeff stuff. They had Feast or Fired match.
I never understood the concept behind that.
So there's 4 Money in the Bank briefcases.
Okay.
One is Fired. One is tag team title shot. One is X Division, but this time it was the King of the Mountain, and one of them is the world title shot.
I just don't get the Fired one. Like, does somebody actually get fired every time? Like,
usually, yes. Like, usually it's someone who's leaving the company or whatever,
Oh, okay.
So, like the last time that they had it, like Robbie E held up like Angelina Love to get the case.
Okay.
And then it was Fired, and he was like, no, bro, I didn't open it. You did. You're fired, bro. And then, she was gone for a while. And, like, one time it was Chavo, and he left. And this time it was Grado.
Okay.
So he's clearly gone. But, like, he was great. Like, wait a minute. So that means, I'm really fired? Like, for real fired? Like, he was good. He's really funny. So I was kind of sad to see him go. Because humor is ridiculous. But whatever. Other than that, Beer Money got a tag team title shot. Shocker. Eli Drake. I don't know if you know who that is. He's kind of a weird looking dude, yoked up, but he got the King of the Mountain title shot, and Drew Galloway McIntyre got the world title shot. So it was pretty predictable once there was the four of them sitting in the room.
Yeah.
Okay, who other than Grado is going to get fired? This is a joke. So whatever. It was an okay show.
All right. Let's see. I think
NXT had a good Zayn and Samoa Joe. Zayn, Samoa Joe, and Corbin. Good ending. Yeah, Zayn had the sharpshooter on. Joe slapped in the crossface, and Corbin tapped out. Then it was cool seeing both of them. No, I had the hold in. Then he tapped out. No, he only tapped out when I wrenched it in. No, shut up. No, I didn't. So it was a good ending. They played it off well. I actually watched the Elias Sampson match this week.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just can we get rid of the around the wrists and maybe the jeans? Just be a regular wrestler, and then I would kind of like you more because the moveset, the physicality was kind of there.
I know how much you despise jeans. I don't.
It's just Ambrose is in jeans. The Wyatts are in jeans. I'm just kind of done with jeans.
Fair.
The Shield was in cargo pants, just wear tights. Just be a wrestler, wear tights. The bandanas I really hate. Just the Wyatts wear those, get rid of those.
Why doesn't he? I could see him doing those. Somebody must have already worn weird leather pants.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, because that could be a rock thing, right? He's wearing leather pants.
Like Lodi, he could be like Lodi.
Yes.
Yep.
100%. I think that would work.
Yeah, 100%. That would be fun.
We just made a Lodi.
Wear the leather pants and a white belt. That's fine. You be like Fandango, just don't dance.
I hope that guitar comes into play soon.
Yeah, I don't know. That's another thing. Whatever. Make them different.
No one's ever had that gimmick, right? Smashing a guitar over someone's head?
Nah, definitely not. So then there was a couple things on social media. Stardust tweeted that Stardust is coming to an end.
Really? I missed that.
I don't know if that means the character. I would assume, but I also don't know if I can assume that because it could just be a work and whatever.
Yeah.
But he flew to New York to shoot some stuff with Stephen Amell, and then it got snowed out, so they couldn't film anything. So I was wondering if they were just well, I guess that's a sign that, we just shouldn't go ahead with this, forget about it.
Well, Amell said he was going to donate money to charity. He was going to auction off his Slammy, and he called out Stardust and said, I want to raffle this off for charity, but as long as you give this back to me. So
when was that?
Just a couple days ago, what I read was that that there's a little kid that has cancer that they
I saw that
track something
that they broke kayfabe for it. I saw that.
Yeah, and I think
it was after, it was this week, it was or whatever. He flew there on Friday, Saturday. He flew to New York, and it got snowed out, so he couldn't do the convention. And then then on this week he tweeted Stardust may be coming to an end or whatever. So I don't know if just an end of his wits and he's gonna snap. It can be any little twist.
He can be
nonetheless.
He can do it forever. I mean,
yeah, but the character is kind of dying, so I wouldn't be against that. Then Alex Riley.
Oh my god!
Tweeted.
How long did he tan for? Did you see?
Well, he really looked weird, but I didn't mind his look. I kind of liked it. But it's just the grungy.
He looks dirty. He looks so tan that he literally looks dirty. I kind
of like that look, just the grungy hair and the beard.
I'm fine with it. It just disturbs me that I know his actual skin color and that it literally looks like they're all right, so roll around some dirt. I don't know, he didn't shower for 3 weeks. He's just so golden brown.
I think it was when AJ Styles beat Jericho, or maybe when they were just wrestling, or maybe when he came out at the Rumble. I'm not sure. I think it was when he beat Jericho though. Alex Riley tweeted like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And then like mad people were like, "Oh, you mad AJ Styles won?" Blah blah blah. And then like Matt Jackson posted a GIF of like all of them in the ring doing the suck it to Alex Riley, and I was just dying like, that's fantastic.
I won't even share my social media embarrassment this week, so I'll just
probably a good idea. And then one more thing that I got from wherever. So on ECW Exposed, right on the network, there is a CyberSlam 1996.
Okay.
And it's when Brian Pillman first shows up.
Right.
And like he's cutting like an ill promo, like typical Pillman craziness. And then Paul Heyman, Todd Gordon, and Shane Douglas come out. And they're like, what are you doing here? You got to stop. Cut the mic off. Like, call the police, whatever. And like Heyman and Todd Gordon are like all like, up in it. And Shane Douglas is kind of just like lost. Like you can tell that he doesn't know what to do, right? So then there's a point where Pillman is like pinned in the corner and Shane Douglas is like going over to him. And Pillman yells like, "Yo, it's a shoot!" And like you can see. Then Shane Douglas goes like back behind Heyman, and there's like microphones, and he's like, "Oh, he's shooting! He's shooting! It's a shoot! He's shooting!" And just like, yo, dude, like you just ruined the entire thing. Like the entire angle is now ruined because you just told everybody that this is fake. Like
I have to watch that.
Yo, you have to, because it was so phenomenal that he didn't know what to do. He was really like, yo, like, do I hit him? And then like when he went to go press him, that's when Pillman was like, yo, dude, chill out. And then that's when he was like, oh, it's a shoot. Hey, it's a shoot. He's shooting. Just like, oh, dude.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, I always thought Shane Douglas was a little bit overrated. I always thought he was not that great.
No, 100%.
There's a reason why Dean Douglas didn't make it.
Yeah. Lastly, I have a trivia if you're ready for that.
You got one?
Well, from myself.
Oh,
you're not going to get this, but
wait. Why is this? Whoa! Whoa!
I mean, if you get this, I'll be impressed.
First of all, it's a trivia segment. Okay.
Okay. Who eliminated Michael Cole in the 2012 Royal Rumble? Clearly, this was notable enough for me to ask you. So, like,
I know. Okay, so it's not going to be Swagger because they were together. It could have been. It's either, okay. So, I think it's okay.
Just forfeit.
Just forfeit. Why?
Yeah, just quit.
There's no chance. Because I mean, Booker T was in there. Booker T was in there.
No chance in hell. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just singing. Sorry. No chance.
Are you singing because you're trying to give me a hint?
No, I'm just saying you have no chance.
It's not JBL. Because that was the weird one where like they got up from the table.
Yeah, right? Like, yeah.
I mean,
King is in,
yeah.
like, and then Booker goes in, and then they come back and sit down, and then Cole goes in, and like this person gets him over the top rope, and then Booker and King throw, like, just knock out his feet.
The person is notable. There's a reason why you would ask me this. Oh my God, 2012. So it's 4 years ago. It's got to be someone really random that you would just do that for me.
There's no way, bro. I'm telling you.
Is this person on the active roster?
No. Not in WWE or NXT.
Okay, so I'm thinking. I don't know why I'm thinking Evan Bourne. I'm just gonna go with Evan Bourne. I don't think I
Why
can.
would I ask you it if it's Evan Bourne?
Why would you ask me?
Yeah, like why would I ask you if the answer was Evan Bourne? Like, why would that be like important, or like why would I expect you to know that? I mean, you wouldn't know this, but like that Evan Bourne just literally wouldn't even be like. That's not even a question, you know.
All right. So why would you ask me? Like you're gonna it's gonna bother me because I know it because I like the person. Is it R-Truth?
No, you don't like the person. You're along the same lines with R-Truth and Booker T.
Oh God.
Think a bigger
Oh
version of
God.
Booker T.
Oh God. Is it? What's his name?
Nope.
What? Why'd you say no? So it's not. It's not Lashley. Elias Sam. It's not the Pope, is it? No. Elijah Burke wasn't there anymore. The Boogie? No. God, I can't.
I said a bigger version of Booker T.
It's not Stevie. No.
All right, are you done?
I'm done. I can't.
Karma.
That's not. Fuck, man. That's not a trivia question. That's
That's why I told you were never gonna get it.
that's not. Why'd you even ask? That's not even fair.
I'm just curious because I was watching the 2012 Royal Rumble and Michael Cole came in, and then everyone stopped, and I was like, "Oh, who's coming out?" And it was Karma, and I was like, "Oh shit, that was pretty dope." All right, let me see if Richie knows this. So there we go. That's how we get where we are.
I don't understand. We probably tweeted right before the show started about trivia, and oddly enough, nobody immediately responded to us.
So shocking because everyone is usually, on point with that.
All right. I'm going to a major event this weekend. You know what? I'll give some press. So for the two people that listen, there's a fighting.
Love you, Mom.
You know what the worst is? I realized that my father and Stat Wife don't even listen to it. They have no idea. Like when my wife asked me, how do I listen to a podcast? That's when I realized, oh my God.
You haven't been listening to ours for the past year. Huh? Yeah.
Literally, not even like an extra subscriber. But this weekend will be a Fighting Spirit Wrestling show in Brooklyn.
Little bummed I won't be there in the front row.
Yes, we locked up, luckily, front row seats. It'll be the first time.
Or you?
Well, actually, I'm subjecting Stat Wife to the show.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Oh.
She doesn't even want me to tell her how different it is from like she's just like, let me just go. Yes. She's like, let me just experience it.
Yes. No, that's how it has to be done. I cannot wait to hear because I mean, like I could see her loving it because like it's weird wrestling,
Yeah,
but
can't be.
Also I can see her absolutely hating it because it's terrible. Like
so,
the product and the company, whatever, are not terrible. It's just it is a level below sitting in a WWE arena. Let's put it that way.
I think that's part of the fun of it, though. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. I think maybe we might have.
See, now you're that weird guy who was sitting across from us with his girl the other.
Definitely, that's me. That's me.
At least you won't be screaming like absurdly bad things.
And an amazingly exciting news: my shirts came in finally. So I get to wear one of my independent wrestling shirts. I have nobody who's going to be there, but I've got my my Bucktails and I've got the Legends of the Hidden Temple Dalton Castle Peacock shirt. So I'm very excited. I'm not sure what I'm going to wear.
I think if you wear the Young Bucks, you're more like you don't really know what's going on. And if you wear Dalton Castle, you're inviting a level of fan to approach you that I don't think you want to approach you.
So I should just go discreet, no wrestling shirt. I almost bought them almost specifically. So
I mean, like the Young Bucks. No, like the Young Bucks one isn't bad.
Yeah,
but the Dalton Castle one I think is like, I mean, amazing. I love that dude, and I would buy his shirt too. But at a wrestling event like that, you're inviting people like on another level, who really love Dalton Castle to come approach you, and that's not what you want at a show like that.
Well, we'll see.
You want to get in and get out,
And so hopefully for next week we will have possible feedback from Statwife, and also we'll see if there's anybody at the show who give the Running Wild podcast a minute of their time.
Yeah, I mean that would be great. We had a blast the last time that we went, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it this time. I'm unfortunately going away this weekend, so I won't be able to be there. But I'm sure you'll keep me in the loop.
Of course. And right before we end, we got a question.
On Twitter.
So got an email to the account. Here we go. Who was the youngest competitor to hold a title in the WWE era? So now,
when is the WWE era?
I'm guessing that's from Get the F Out, right?
So what year?
Well, Get the F Out was like 2001, 2002, wasn't it?
So Brock or Orton. Orton beat Benoit.
Orton was Brock was the original youngest, and then
Orton beat it.
But now he said, here's the thing that bothers me: youngest competitor to hold a title.
Like Kenny Dykstra.
Jesus Christ, I might be right. And there's a second question: what match opened WrestleMania 10? I got this one.
Owen and Britt.
When someone says that, you're supposed to allow them to then say that.
Well, you knew it, so I didn't I figured I would just confirm it.
I'm sorry about my anger. It's one of the.
Yeah.
All right, so the
youngest title holder in WWE era. Okay, go ahead.
There's no chance that it's so let's assume that this person's not including NXT. Right? We eliminate NXT because then you creep in like Bayley, Sasha. I think Kenny Dykstra might be the best answer. I don't know if there's anybody that I know that was younger in the WWE era.
See, the world title still says it's Brock, but I don't. I was pretty sure that Randy Orton broke that.
Huh.
Because I thought that was the whole point of it. But either way, wasn't
it because Orton? Wasn't it because Orton won the world heavyweight title and not the world?
I don't know, but maybe. But yeah, that's probably true. But he was 23 when he won the IC title. Oh, wow. But he was number 12 on the youngest list. Get in there. Wow, really? There are people younger than that. That was WWF. That was WWF. Oh, that's not fair.
What? So you got the answer?
Well, I'm looking. Okay. Yeah, I believe I do. Kenny Dykstra is apparently second.
Second to this person?
Uh-huh.
And it's the IC title?
No.
Can you give me the title?
It's tag team. We need answers to these questions because, we can be, it could be Dykstra, it could be this guy, it could be Brock, we said everyone, so I don't know which one is correct. We need to know which one you were talking about. Please, when you listen to this, let us know next week, or maybe you could just reply and ask for the answer. But go ahead.
Because it's tag team.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, Hornswoggle was the fourth youngest. That's not even fair.
No, okay. So, my ideas off the bat, I'm thinking Kofi Kingston.
No, I don't think you're going to get this.
Really? It's that hard?
It's a little obscure.
And it's WWE era.
Mm-hmm. 2003.
Could it be like one of the Deuce and Domino?
No. Not like super far off though.
I mean, I think I'm kind of stumped, but I don't feel like it's fair because I feel like we gave answers because it wasn't clear.
I would have never known how young this guy was, though. Like, that's the problem.
I'm just gonna keep guessing names until I get one right. I don't think I'm gonna be accurate. So, lay it on me.
Rene Dupree.
Son of a bitch. That's right. He was super young when he won. He was like 19. He was 19 years old, wasn't he?
Yeah, like 19 years and something.
When he went over Rob Conway. God damn it.
Or Sylvain Grenier, whichever one.
Oh, I forgot. They're interchangeable to me. I forgot that.
I think it was Grenier because Conway is like the sympathizer.
Yeah, you're right. God
yeah,
damn,
I mean,
bastards.
So it probably was Rene Dupree, but if we were going singles title, then we were right with Dykstra. If we were going world title, then I don't know, we were right-ish with Brock.
So that's like 70% right. That's passing in a public school. It's like 65 is passing. So like that's passing. We passed.
Yeah. Our parents are proud of us.
You know, maybe what we should do is like challenge people to send us the answers at the bottom and more than one question. So like maybe we can do like if we get a best 2 out of 3, we win. But if we only get 1, we lose.
Well, how about we get 1 question first, and then we can worry about getting 2 and 3 questions.
All right.
Just send us anything you want, people. Any amount of questions and answers that you feel necessary.
Yeah.
You have our permission.
Just, do us a favor.
Unless, of course, you hail from the dreaded state of South Dakota.
Oh, no. Then screw you guys. As you know, we don't like South Dakota. The one thing I will ask, I know this is kind of picky, but if you could, when you send us the question, if you could just like hit return a couple times, just so that the answer is at the bottom. Is that asking too much? Am I being picky
send
here?
Send us another email and say answer. Do something.
Come on, why not? Why not? You guys got the time. The emails are free. Just send it to us.
Maybe just respond and say, okay, we answered it. Now, can you tell us what answer you were looking for?
Yeah. All right, I'll do that.
A little more specific. All
right, I will. And we'll update you guys next week.
Yeah, because everyone listening cares that we were right or wrong.
All right. Other than the people in South Dakota, which this podcast is vehemently against.
Yeah, we're not too sweet for you.
We wanted to remind you guys to send your emails over to runningwildpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, runningwild LWOS. You can listen to us on iTunes under our own channel. You can listen to us under the Wrestling to the Max Network. You can also visit them on their Facebook page. You can listen to us on the Last Word on Radio channel on iTunes. You can read my stuff over at Last Word on Sports under the Wrestling tab. The site has been completely redesigned, so it's actually much easier to get to the Wrestling tab this time around. And with that, I'll remind you guys that you have been listening to the podcast that is just too sweet.